Hello everyone! I'm not gonna laugh right now. Welcome to one more episode of Talking Times. Today I'm here with Nathália and we will have an amazing conversation about biotechnology. We were chatting before and I'm going to hold my horses not to put my tinfoil hat here, but you guys, you can. So, okay, do a solid with me, help me here, right after our podcast intro. Hello Nathália, welcome.
Hi, am I?
How are you going? Everything fine?
Yes, everything fine.
Nice. Nathália, before we talk about the interesting stuff and everything, let's just start with the basics, okay? Please introduce yourself to us. You can look to this camera here.
Okay. Hi everyone. Hi. My name is Nathália. I'm a chemical engineer. I'm also a biotechnologist. I'm from Goiás, but I've been living in São Paulo for the last 9 years. So I'm very glad to be here with you today. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
No, it's a pleasure. And it was fun. It was fun already. It's going to be interesting. You mentioned Goiás. I visited Goiás when I was, I guess, 10 years old. It was a long time ago. I remember it was beautiful, but it was very hot, and I was working with my uncle who was a truck driver, and never visited that again, But what happened there? Let's try to draw a timeline. You were living there, then you have been around too, right?
Yes. I grew up in Goiás. Mm-hmm. It is really hot, really hot and dry city. And then I moved to Campinas so I could study chemical engineering at Unicamp.
Okay, and when did your interest start? Was it when you were a kid? Who or what inspired you to go to this field?
Actually, I had no idea what chemical engineering was about. Yes. I just wanted to learn and understand more about mathematics, physics, and chemistry, and
everything that I was bad at school.
Yeah. So some people don't like it, but I had some talented for it, and it got my interest, and I just went for it.
I guess we don't like is not the thing itself. For example, in my case, I didn't like the fact that it looked cool and I couldn't understand, I remember having this class, it was physics. And as I told you before, my mom is a chemical technician. She does, she's retired, but she used to do soil analysis. And when I was a kid, I remember those classes and the formulas and everything, and I was like, oh my god, that's so boring, blah, blah, blah. And, until the day that I have a substitute teacher and he was so cool and he helped me to understand. And then I said, oh, actually, this is amazing, I like it. And he left the school, and so was my interest of learning more about that, I used to be good with humanistics and stuff like this, but I guess it's something like that. We don't like the fact that we don't understand,
Yes.
When you were kids, the other kids in school, they used to ask you for help, or like, oh, help me, we're gonna have a test or something like that.
Yeah, sometimes.
Normal. And what made you start studying English, Nathália? What was the connection there?
Studying English, I started studying English at school as one of the subjects of the school, and I always I'm really glad studying English and studying other languages also. So I believe English classes gives you the opportunity to understand broadly. It opens your mind to understand what is happening in the world.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. So after you finished high school and everything, you went to the university and you started doing chemistry.
Chemical engineering.
Chemical engineering.
Yes.
Okay, and how was it? Because you mentioned there was kind of an accident that you went to biotechnology and all of that.
Yes. I studied chemical engineering, and I entered in a petrochemical company. So when I entered in the petrochemical company, I finally understood what chemical engineering was about.
After you were working already?
Yes, I started working with it, so I learned. It was amazing because I could apply everything I had learned at chemical engineering course, and I learned even more with the process engineers I worked with.
Nice. What is exactly about chemical engineering? If for people that are interested, what will I learn in this course and where can I work?
Chemical engineering is basically, in a basic aspect, it is to understand about the equipment and how to produce a product of interest. So it can be applied in a diverse type of industries, research, and so on. And in a petrochemical company, it is the basics of the chemical engineering course, because I could apply some subjects, for example, instrumentation, control systems, and process analysis, and anyhow. Then, as you asked before, I changed to biotechnology because I started working at a company, a chemical company, that one of the interests was to change one of the product that was made by a chemical process to a biochemical process.
Okay, so explain to me like I'm 5 years old. You correct me if I'm wrong, Nathália. Let's say you were having something and you were using, for example, alcohol and something else and water, and then somebody decided, well, alcohol and water is not working, we should use water and these little guys here, and they will create something better for some reason, more profitable or more or safer. It was maybe 1% like this. Or no,
yes.
I was too far away.
No, it is.
Okay.
These microorganisms they have a huge potential to be used in any type of industry. It could be in a brewery industry, also in the food industry, pharmaceutical industry mainly, and agriculture and so on.
So basically a professional that decides to work in this field, he will have many different opportunities to work.
Yes.
That's interesting. All right, let's talk a little bit about your English course experience. You are currently doing the pole position, right?
Yes, I'm studying the pole position course. I started studying at Times Butantan.
That's why Kaveh is watching us. Shout out to you, Kaveh. Shout out to all you guys from Times Butantan. They're awesome. I like them very much.
Yes. I've been studying English there since August.
Nice.
Yes.
And when you started, you had a notion already because of the previous studies, or were you studying already, you stopped and came back? What was your case?
Yes, I started and I have a basic knowledge of English since 2004. Since then, I have been taking English classes one school or another, online classes, presential classes, every type of classes you can imagine.
I talked to a guy this week with something like this. Mike, I start and I stop. Sometimes when I reach present perfect, that's the curve. And then I say, oh my God, no. But now he's doing well. Shout out to you, guy. I will not say your name, but shout out to you if you're watching.
Yes, it was like this. But when I learned the basics, I wanted to improve my English. During my chemical engineering course, I read a lot, and I'm very good in reading and understanding, listening, but speaking it was a problem for me. And studying English in a school that would provide you a better speaking, it's so hard, so hard. These schools, I've learned something about English. I wasn't very satisfied because I was at a point that I didn't want to return and to see the basics of English.
For people that have studied or have been studying and stopped, it's a big turned off because, oh my God, these again. I already know this. They are eager to go to the other level, and sometimes they have to go through a lot of steps, and then they kind of give up.
Yes, and I knew that I have had sometimes basic mistakes. I would have to correct it, and I would like to learn and have a full proficient level in English. I really wanted to achieve that. I took some private lessons before came to Times Jones, but I wasn't satisfied. So I shared this experience with a lot of colleagues from work and etc. And after I started taking classes at Times, for the first time since I stopped taking the basic classes, I could see my little mistakes.
Don't make me cry. No, as a teacher, this that you are saying something very interesting, because a lot of people, they think like you continue trying to find a way that you could learn and a methodology that you could adapt. Some people, they end up having the conclusion that maybe English is not for me.
Yes.
And sometimes it's just it's like a therapist. You go to a person, I don't know, talking about my problems, it doesn't work. Sometimes the person, sometimes it's the approach, and with English it's the same. Sometimes it's just a method or methodology.
Yes, for sure. There are lots of material available on the internet that someone could learn English by their own. But I wanted some help to understand what my mistakes were and how to improve my English, my English in speaking and also writing and etc. So I was seeking for help, and I got it.
That was amazing. And how was your feeling when you had, I don't know, your first conversation there? Because this is something that people that come from or private teacher or traditional methodologists, they have this feeling like, what is happening here? Sometimes I talk to people, it was my first class and everybody was speaking English already. I thought I was in the wrong place. I said, no, it was correct. You have to focus in communicating first. And how was your feeling, Nathália, first conversation class that you had?
My feeling was I was at the right place.
Nice. And
yes, I'm not kidding. When I talk to people at work, one of the girls just said, "Finally, you found some the English code school that could help you."
That's nice. And sometimes I talk to students and they are from IT area, for example, and they mention something similar. You said, Mike, I can read, I have a lot of documentation at work, I can send an email, I understand things when I'm listening to, but when I have to talk and for example, when you were having private classes, it's nice because you have one person 100% dedicated to you, but you don't have like a lot of people with different ideas, different accents, and you know what happens in a real conversation, right? And I try to explain this to them. The best way you learn is try to emulate the same thing that happens when you learn your first language. So to adults sometimes it's more difficult because they have their background of experiences and they think, oh my god, I cannot commit a mistake, or if I say this, and you have zero obligation to know anything. You just have to go there and have contact with the language, and then the magic is gonna happen, okay? Trust me. I'm not an engineer, but trust me. Jeez. Which one is your favorite class there, Nathália?
I prefer...
There are many songs, movies, and specials.
Yes, but I prefer grammar.
Really?
Yes.
Grammar.
Yes, because I like to understand the exact structure of the sentence.
You are a scientist, definitely. The scientist in you.
Yes, and also understand how to build a more complex sentence.
So when you started from which book?
From the pole position curve.
You start already there. Nice. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm leaving. No, no, that's nice. I'm asking this because people love the grammar in book 3 when they can finally get the structures, you know, lesson 23, 24, 26, you know, the reported speech and all of that. In pole position, you have a different approach there. How was how has been actually this experience for you? What were the challenges? Or like, oh my god, I'm gonna see this, or I'm learning that. How did you feel studying this book?
Yes, a pole position class. Pole position course is very interesting, and it combines really well this the challenging stuff about seeing another point of view and taking the other type of classes. I can practice the daily conversation. So pole position classes, I confess I was a little bit apprehensive at the beginning of the course before starting the classes.
People imagine, oh, it's business English. What is business English? It's like...
Yes, and I confess I had some business class in the past, and I just thought it wasn't for me. Mm-hmm. But I trust in the process.
Nice. I wish everybody could do this. Oh my god.
And I talked a lot about my intentions, and I could see that pole position classes they would provide with me a different point of view and different insights, and for sure pole position class has a huge variety of themes related to, for example, negotiation and communication, leadership, entrepreneurship, and so on. And this business world that it wasn't familiar for me, it became familiar because the language, it's so easy to understand and follow, and I can see a meaning in it. Studying it.
This explanation that you gave was very didactic, because people imagine when they see like English for business, or they imagine it would be something completely different or not practical if you're not exactly from that environment. But like you said, one of my favorite classes there was the one about crisis management, that you had some cases like, oh, somebody posted something the Twitter of the company, imagine it was their personal Twitter, now it's X, and then it offended some clients and you have to reverse it, so what would you do? So this is a case study that you could apply in any work environment. Somebody screwed up, you have clients that are unhappy about it, and you have to talk to these people, you have to create a strategy, and the conversation happens in the middle of this process. So before you mentioned that you were reading a lot, and in your field, biotechnology or chemical engineering, it's everything sounds for me very technical, isn't it? Like the instructions and...
Yes, it is very technical.
So, for example, one little thing that you understand a little off, it could create, I guess, like, I will not make a joke, but a chain reaction of misfortunes. Because if everything has to be very precise, example, instead of 13, you say or write 30.
It changes a lot.
Nice. And do you see opportunities on your daily routine at work that you can practice your English as well?
For sure. I have been working with technology transfer, and this field of study is related to cooperation between different countries. So it is really important to speak well in English, understand what everyone is saying.
I had a student many years ago, and your English, when you are a professional, he was afraid of it, but it doesn't have to be perfect, and this is something that a lot of professionals don't understand. You need to be able to communicate clearly and to solve problems at work.
Yes.
So especially you guys from IT area, you will talk to people from all over the world with their accents, their cultural backgrounds. Sometimes they will commit a few grammar mistakes here and there. But if you can get the job done, that's it. It's better if you can get the job done speaking properly. But
Sure.
This is a consequence of using your English every day on your daily basis. Let me take a look at the chat, because people are sending a lot of messages here. One moment, guys. Okay, I hope no one asks anything about the thing we were talking before, because I want to ask you that. Yeah. Okay, here it is. Okay, shout out to you, Kaveh. Okay, 2 questions for Nathália. Okay. Who was her chemistry teacher at high school? Do you remember? I guess it's an inner joke, right? It is. She's laughing already. Yeah.
It was my father.
What?
Yes.
And I ask you, who or what inspired you? I don't know. It was kind of an accident. So the name of her father is Mr. Accent. Shout out to you. How was it? I imagine it was a lot of pressure, or no? It was okay.
No. I already. I used to put pressure on myself, so he didn't put he didn't put pressure enough.
Oh, that was good. So okay, because when I was at school, we had some friends. Actually, not some. There were two siblings. Their mom was a teacher at school, and I used to tease them a lot. Oh boy, like. You cannot misbehave because I'm gonna tell your mom. She's right there. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
People used to to make jokes, and sometimes because let's just for example, when I had a boyfriend at the time, and
From the same school.
from the same school.
Man.
Yes, and the teachers just said, he will be good at chemistry, otherwise
You're dating my daughter. You will not pass in this exam. Oh, that's a lot of pressure too. Okay, at least he wasn't the principal at the school. Was he?
no.
Okay, that's less. All right, one more from Cabe here. Recite one of the best memories with chemistry teachers.
With the chemistry teachers.
Yeah.
At the chemical engineering course, I had two very important teachers, very important professors. They teach me a lot. They taught me a lot. One of them was Flavio Vasconcelos.
Ah.
Yeah, Flavio
Shout out to you,
Vasconcelos.
Flavio.
And another one was José Vicente, who helped me a lot. Not only about the course itself, but about life also. The really good ones, not Flavio is not like that, but some of them were really pushed us hard, very hard. But I
Like a
learned
professor's name, Snape posture.
Yeah.
Like professor's. I had a teacher in the university, Zé, and I used to call him Professor Snape because he was like that, very strict. Like you have to remember the concepts and everything. Say, Professor Snape, how are you today? I know I got a 5 in your test. It was the minimum, right? Okay. Yeah, but he was a very good teacher. He was a very good teacher. Shout out to you, Fabio. Shout out to you, Carol. There's a very interesting question from Fabio here. What are your favorite biotech movies? And why? And now I can wear my tinfoil hat because this is a nice thin line, Nathália, from fiction and reality. I was mentioned the smartphone thing, and we can discuss here what are the things in the movies that are like far-fetched, like no, this will never happen, and the things that you can share it to us that maybe in a close future we will see happening or that are already in progress. So favorite movies first.
Favorite movies, Jason Bourne movies.
Jason Bourne.
Jason
Why?
Bourne. There is one of the movies that is related to spreading some microorganisms around the world and affects a lot of people, and like a bioweapon. And also there are another one, the last movie of the 007.
Oh,
Yeah.
I almost gave them a spoiler. I was so angry at the end.
Me too.
I love Daniel Craig as James Bond.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I will not. But if you read the name of the movie, you will have an idea about what happens. Come on. Damn, but it's a nice movie, yes. Now every nerd watching us is thinking about Resident Evil because you mentioned bioweapon or something like that. Okay, I'm going to ask the question, so spare you guys. Is it something that actually people it sounds so naive, I know, but okay, how can I ask this in a not tinfoil hat way? Is bioweapons a thing that is happening here, like research, investment, is something that, do you know anything of that you can share?
No.
When she was explaining what she does for me before we enter live, I was like this, It could be literally anything. And I have a fertile imagination. You have to be specific sometimes. But
No.
okay, a bioweapon, is it something that companies research a lot today? And
I believe, and I hope not. I believe and I
Okay.
hope not, because a bioweapon could be a reality and it can be so dangerous, and I believe they're not studying it.
so
Not studying. They're not using biotechnology to build bioweapons.
Okay, I hope you are right. Otherwise, we could have a Resident Evil scenario here. Does it relate to the ethics in the field, for example? Because thinking about cloning, for example, when people are studying cloning, you have the whole ethics about it. Oh, human, let's not go there. Or they have discussions, but it's kind of this is off limits. Is there an ethical field in biotechnology as well, something like this?
Yes, there is. When you're doing some kind of research, you have to receive a document asking or related to have in a saying that you're not researching anything about that would involve humans or another type of organisms. You have to follow. Yes.
Another type of tinfoil hat. Imagine aliens. An asteroid falls here. A lot of biotechnicians go to the place.
Yes.
Aliens.
Yes, there are lots of entities who is seeing this stuff. So so anyone could not do anything they want.
This is good to know. It's safe. A question from Caroline Tomei here. A very good one. In your opinion, Nathália, what do people not understand about biochemistry, but they should? What are the misconceptions that common? You just said, Mike.
I believe something that is really, really important, everyone should know, is about metabolism. Because this metabolism is not only related to biotechnology, bioproduction, microorganisms, but is related to your own body. So metabolism, the idea is to understand that everything that you intake, it will produce will have different outcome. Mm-hmm. So it is important to understand what to eat, what to and how to eat properly, so your body could work properly and receive benefit from it. For example, there are some types of food that could prevent some diseases. Some types of food that could prevent some types of mental diseases.
I have a nutritionist friend, Erica. Shout out to you, Erica. And she used to say, eat a banana every day, Mike. It's gonna help you with your serotonin. And I said, really? I love bananas. So sometimes you wake up in a terrible mood, you have a terrible day because you're not having the proper nutrition.
Yes, something like that. You can receive this molecule from banana or from other types of intake. But it is important to understand that your body needs it.
Mm. So people that in a way they eat the same things every day regularly, they will probably go to a homeostasis level that they will not maybe get sick if they are having, of course, the proper nutrition. They will not get sick easily, or maybe their quality of sleep will not be so crazy.
Yes.
Okay, so in a beautiful philosophical way, you want to have a good life, sleep and eat properly.
And do some exercises too.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Nice. Oh, we had a nice chat last week about that. Okay, now I'll have to focus a lot, Nathália, because you told me that you have been to India.
Oh. Yes.
Right? And okay, I'm joking. I can share this in a okay way. In my Instagram, I follow a lot of pages that you see people cook in India, and people that are not from there, they imagine, oh my God, how can people eat like this, and what happens? And something that I was very curious is, and you explain it in a nice way. The type of place you live, the type of food you eat, your body will adapt to that to a certain level that somebody from another place goes there and eats the same thing, the outcome will be completely different, right?
Yes.
Everybody's thinking diarrhea. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And can you explain it to us? Like, what happens, for example, when inside our bodies that involves your area? You mentioned something nice, something about our guts and some tiny guys who live there. You know.
Yes. When different cultures used to eat differently, so the food that you eat will be related to your microbiome, and it will establish different metabolic pathways on your body. So your body will be adapted to it. So for example, Indian food, they use a huge variety of spices which we're not used to, and their gut and their body is already used to eat this type of spices, and they had a different microbiome. It is different from ours. So if we go there and eat the same stuff as
that's it.
they're used to, yes, we have a lot of diarrhea.
But that's the interesting thing. Sorry to cut you off, but this is very, very important. People imagine, you see, it's their food. No, if a guy from India comes to Brazil and eats our food, what happens?
Yes, they will suffer a lot, because yes, it's interchangeable, because the people from India, they born and start eating spices and this type of food. For example, they eat a lot of yogurt, because yogurt will provide some types of microorganisms, will proliferate different microbiome that's very different, and if they're here in Brazil, they will suffer, because they're not used to eat our food.
And this is fascinating, because I'm thinking now, in a way, if you get people from 10 different countries, they will have 10 different gut bio environments there, with different microorganisms there, in a way.
Yes.
So this is fascinating, because is it possible, or no, I don't think so, but for example, if a person moves to India, it would be something in 10 years, maybe the body would be used to that, or would be months, or would be only after 100,000 years of evolution. Is there a way to know how much time would be necessary? For example, I love Indian food, or the Indian guy moves to Brazil and say, oh my god, I love Brazilian foods, I want to be able to do that. Or, so sorry, just eat in the hotel and maybe some food.
I don't know exactly how much month it would take. Months? Yes.
Okay, so it's not that much time, I guess.
Yeah, I believe not. Our body is really adaptable. We are adapted to a different environments. We are adapted to different temperatures, foods, and.
I'll be completely honest with you, okay? This is a little. Let me see how much time do we have. Okay, I'm asking you this because I bought a pot of whey protein, and the result was not what I was expecting. Then I'm thinking, if I microdose it for some time, eventually can my body get adapted so I can have the normal dosage, or no, it would be diarrhea all the times that I consume that.
It depends on it depends on your metabolism, because even Brazilians, for example, each individual has own metabolism. Some people are used to lactose, others not. Gluten.
Gluten.
So every individual is unique.
Okay. I'll try it on vacation next year. I share with you guys what happened there. All right. For people that are not quite sure, if you start studying biotechnology exactly, and what exactly would you see this at the university? Is it something that you study at the university and then you start working in the field? Any similar, or is something very different, Nathália? It's like too much theory and then in the field is very different, or no, it's similar?
As our great friend for pole position classes always said, it depends.
Okay. You are talking about Nigel. Work smart. I guess it's Nigel then. The guy.
Yes, it is Nigel. It depends. Biotechnology field is usually very practical field. So if you study at a university of an institute of research, you can apply this theory really well in any type of industries.
Okay.
So it is a practical knowledge, unless you want to go for a more theoretical.
Okay, so you could go to research, you could go and work, for example, for a big company. You could work inside, I don't know, Nestlé, for example.
Yes, lots of companies applies biotechnology nowadays. So, for example, the main in Brazil we have the agriculture and also the pharmaceutical companies.
Nice. Okay, what are the technological advances that you expect to see in this field? Is there anything you saw in a movie that you thought, oh, this will be a reality one day? I want to ask her about nanobots. Maybe later. What are the things that you expect to see in the future? The researches that are being made? I don't know.
Gene therapy is one of the newest knowledges on this field. There are lots of industries in Europe that they are already applying gene therapy for treatment of rare disease. For example, a gene therapy, it is a very unique, it is a treatment for different and unique individuals. So you can treat lots of hard diseases, for example, related to neurosystems and cancer diseases and so on.
So, for example, if you have a history in your family of, I don't know, cancer or schizophrenia or anything like that, if you could know exactly the gene and whatever is happening there, it would be possible to prevent it from skipping the next generation and then showing up in the future, something like this. You could prevent it from happening.
Yeah, I'm not sure about preventing because you have there are some tools you can use to prevent, not necessarily related to biotechnology, but biotechnology is applied from the disease that someone already has.
Okay. Do you know if there is anything related to Alzheimer, for example?
Yes, for sure.
That would be also very cool, because it's from these type of diseases, I guess this is one of the worst that involves not only the person but the whole family. If we could have something that could treat or even cure, that would be amazing. That would be beautiful.
Yes.
So in a way, in this field is something that for people that would like to do something that literally would change the world in the future, is a field that you could go and try to research and do your job. If you just want to work with something practical, daily basis, is also there. It's possible to go.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Where in our daily lives, daily routine, Nathália, can we find biotechnology applied these days? Okay, despite of the yogurt or Yakult or mead that we drink or beer, okay, what are the other things that there, if you get this product, there certainly will be biotechnology involved?
Yes. Besides beer, wine, bread, yogurt.
Besides 100 items here. Okay, it's because these ones are the obvious ones.
we can see biotechnology applied on the agriculture field. For example, preventing some plants to receive diseases, some types of diseases. And also we can see it biotechnology applied from cropping, for example. If someone wants to plant identical individuals of the same species, you can just grow this type of plant and then proliferate it on the field.
Ah, okay. So are these type of technologies like something very unique and expensive, or no, it's like everybody's using already?
Some types of technology are cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
For example, using for agriculture defensive. But another one is expensive. For example, the medicines. So there are lots of medicines that are produced by biotechnology that are expensive.
Okay, let me take a look at the chat here. Okay, teacher Bianca, hello, hi, let's go, woohoo! Okay, a question from Eurimar here. What was it like for you to enter the market after graduating?
I didn't have much problem because I was already working during my chemical engineering course, and after that I just pursued my path, and it worked.
Nice. Okay, one from Bruno. Hi Bruno. Hi Mike, hi Nathália. Nathália is awesome, one of my partners on pole position. Ah, nice.
Hi Bruno.
Is that, yeah, that Bruno. I know she has a Mega Drive. Ask her favorite games. Oh my god, you are a very cool person. I love when they bring a guest like this, because we can go from zombie apocalypse, treating terrible diseases, Jason Bourne, title of this episode, getting sidetracked, but not that much. We are still in the topic. Okay, Mega Drive.
Yes.
Classic, yeah.
Classic games.
What are your favorite games, Nathália?
Yes, I used to play Sonic when I was a child. Yes, Sonic and Tiny Toon.
Cool one too. Cool one. In Mega Drive, I recently got one of those emulators that just plug on the TV and you have a bazillion games there. I love Earthworm Jim. It's that superhero that is like a worm, and you have like some crazy things. It was a very funny game, and I am trying to finally finish all the Marios, but it's not Mega. It's the Nintendo one. Yeah, yes. It's cool. It's very nostalgic. Nice. Okay, Big Nigel Bianca mentioned here. Okay. This was a very nice. The last episodes they mentioned about the Varginha ET case, and they mentioned about ET Bilu too. ET Bilu, yeah. I forgot to read that one. Nice that you guys brought it back. Thank you. Okay, if you are aware of Varginha ET case, I love how teacher Fabio is doing this. As a biotech profession, what do you think about Marco Eli? Come on, man. Marco Eli Cereze? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know this one, man. Cereze, maybe you can help me here. Do you know anything about that?
Actually, I don't.
Okay, me neither, so we're fine. Fine. By the way, I'm not asking if you believe or not, but I'm curious about your perspective. Okay, do you mean if she believes in some alien contamination, maybe? This, I guess, is not that far-fetched. But for example, when we were discussing ethics, you mentioned that there are a lot of entities and organizations that they take care that people are not doing anything that could be risky. Now, a serious question, a little crazy but serious. For example, if people start exploring other planets and stuff like this, okay? Do you know anything at all about some microorganisms that are not from here that could be found, maybe?
I don't know, but I really believe there is some type of organisms in other places, because it just have to have some type of resources for some type of organisms grows. So
the correct temperature, the correct, I don't know, food or energy, I don't know, source, something like this.
Yes, it is. So I don't believe in these big aliens.
Okay.
But
I'm joking.
but some kind of another living life, I believe that exists.
Yeah, when people, this is amazing for a clickbait article. Life in other planets found, blah 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 blah, and then you discover there is a type of a micro life, maybe something like this. When I guess it's a natural fear that people have, but when they think about life in other planets or something like this, they normally imagine like some humanoid conscious being or monsters like predator, alien, the type, you know. I forgot xenomorph. I forgot the name of that. Do you remember? Xenomorph. Okay. So they imagine something like this, you know, but sometimes it can be like a virus or a type of bacteria, right?
Yes, a type of bacteria.
If they found something, let's say not that far away from us, from here actually, let's say at the moon, they found something there. What would change in your field, Nathália? Would it be something revolutionary, or it would be something like, of course they found, we were already expecting it?
Probably they would take this organism and try to produce something by it, using it.
Okay, let's see what these guys can do. No.
Yes.
Would be exactly like this.
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so, because biotechnologists have been looking for and searching for applying the metabolism of certain organisms to produce something. The boom nowadays is related to pharmaceutical industries, but for it they have to apply a more complex organism. But this simpler organism can be used to produce some chemicals and other molecules, also medicines, but simpler ones, but it can be used. So especially in the pharmaceutical industry, there are lots of different types of organisms that are used and studied, and they can be adaptable. So you can use this metabolism to produce the one product of interest.
Like fuel, for example, or
yes,
something.
Fuel also.
That's very interesting too. I was thinking here, going back to the proposition topic that we were talking, a lot of clips from this conversation could be part of a class, I am thinking. And this is nice to see, Nathália, because you are the living proof that talking about something inside this business environment and studying, it can be done in a very simple and didactic way, because you have a nice quality. You can, like I told you, explain like I'm 5 years old, and you are explaining like I'm 12 and I can understand. So you can talk about something complex in an easy way to understand. I imagine that everybody that is watching is kind of having this feeling too. It's nice. What have you been studying in the books these last weeks? Which chapters or already finished?
The last one was negotiation.
Nice. This is a good one.
Yes. I've been studying about data science, and also about HR, teamwork, a lot of, and finances. It was really interesting, and also nowadays I've been studying about negotiation.
Nice. So how you can find the better interest in both parts. So you close the deal. I guess closing the deal was one of the sections, if I'm not wrong, and then everybody's happy.
Yes.
Right. What would you say to people that imagine that pole position is like a hardcore business course and not practical? What is your perspective for these students?
Just be open to it, try it, and you'll have a lot of fun and you'll learn a lot. I was afraid about the language at the beginning, because I was afraid it would be too technical, but it wasn't, and the book is written in a very easygoing way, so everyone can understand the principles and apply. It's really interesting, because there are topics related to the daily routine for everyone, because every day we are negotiating.
Mm-hmm.
We are working on teams, we are communicating. There is a really interesting chapter about communication also, and finances. So go for it. Really, give it a chance. You won't regret.
Nice. The guys were commenting here. Is the senior developer standard answer? I guess it depends. Like, it depends. Yes. Honest scientist answer to, well, it depends. Philosopher honest answer to, well, it depends. Okay, a good one from Marcel. What are the limitations of biotechnology? Now I have to remove the tinfoil hat. What are the limitations? Are there none? Maybe.
There is some limitations. I believe here in Brazil is related to some bureaucracy of the government that pharmaceutical industries could develop more here, but these bureaucracies unfortunately have been postponing this development in Brazil. And for other countries, I believe there are some. I believe this field has already. They're studying it already. So it has. It is. I don't know.
There are no limitations, probably. Or if there are, for example, which countries do you consider to be the ones that are more advanced in this field? Because Brazil has this bureaucracy problem. I don't know which countries are the example. Like, if we get there, we will, make a lot of progress.
For sure, United States and Netherlands.
Nice.
Because both have the how can I say perfect, but lots of suppliers that could provide the best equipment, raw material. The raw material is cheaper there, and also people with a lot of knowledge, and also different kinds of raw materials, suppliers for the production area.
I imagine they are more pragmatic too, like comparing to the bureaucracy in Brazil, they'll say, you could find this, okay, go, do it.
Yes.
That's the impression that I have. Unfortunately, Nathália, you know what happens? We are running out of time. Man. But this, I don't know if she's gonna share that with us, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Can I? What's the most different kind of job that you have done in your field?
The most different kind of job is...
Nanobots, no, I'm joking.
Almost.
Almost?
No, I didn't work with it, but I know some people that work with it. Yes.
Episode 2. Okay.
But the different kind of job, it was creating, growing a different, lots of the same individual of a plant. So the idea it was to plant the same types of individuals. So we have to take the
cloning.
Plant. Yes.
you work it with cloning.
Yes,
she mentioned plants, but
no, it was plant.
She wanted to say subjects, but she can't for ethical reasons. And there are some guys in a suit right here, so she cannot share with us. Okay, my last question. This technique, would it be possible in a way to apply to humans or no? I'm not asking if people should do, if it would be nice, but in technical terms, could it be done?
It's really difficult. Really, really difficult.
Good.
She's Dr. Albieri.
It's difficult then.
Yes, it's really difficult.
Okay, so one mic is enough, I guess. Nathália, thank you so much. It was very nice. I have so many crazy questions. One thing that you say, I start thinking about. Focus. Before we go, final message to our listeners.
First, thank you all for having me online and presentially, and. I don't know. I just want to thank you and study a lot on times, and the future is already here.
Nice, amazing, guys, and shout out to you guys, all your teachers. They were watching too. This was nice. Don't forget, this episode is going to be on Spotify tomorrow. I hope to see you next week with crazy questions, okay? And have a good night. Bye-bye.